So now it's Night Stalker's time. One of my favorite heroes from the past. Played him a whole lot in Warcraft 3 times. In Dota 1, it's Balnar called, if I remember correctly. Like a really, really, really cool old school hero. Here it's even crazier with the Dark Ascension. You just fly around the whole map, no over all the obstacles. Shard giving you heal. If you need it in the middle of a fight, it's kind of like life steals in fast, but much more faster. Uh, so yeah, pretty much a very solid offlaner. It's kind of a bit more dependent on the state of the time of the day. During night becomes much more powerful. Silence becomes more powerful. But yeah, is perfectly fine during the day, anyways. So with the item build, usually I would get them boots into phase boots. Extra armor and damage is pretty great. Uh, Ability to move just through anything is also I kind of feel much needed for this guy. So phase boots is kind of the only option I ever think about considering upgraded boots. One item that I also like getting is Echo Saber. Kind of getting those attacks in quickly becomes really nice when it's night. Uh, Also, one of the reasons why you should get this is you'll be getting Basher anyways. Later on, you'll be getting Abyssal. So upgrading this, doing a fast attacks during the night plus the double attack plus the Basher, it gives you much more chance to get the procs going. So it's a great synergy. Plus the phase boots for extra movement and phasing. So I always get these. Blink is optional. I usually like Blink. Ult is great and all. It's great during the night, but sometimes, I mean, during the day, it's kind of a lot more scuffed to get around. So Blink helps you a lot more during the day. It's amazing during the night. It gets upgraded into Overwhelming Blink anyways, gives you strength damage, health regeneration. It's a great item. It's not really needed that much, but I like getting Blink. It's kind of like Phase Boots. Phase Boots, Basher, Echo Saber, and Black King are kind of the main ones, and you can choose on the Blink. Uh, so whether you get boots into Phase Boots, Echo Saber as second, I would get immediately Black King. Usually you're pretty much covered with spells, with attack speed, with silence, but it's kind of good to have Black King anyways. Maybe this goes on cooldown. Maybe there's somebody outside of the circle that can just stun you, hex you anyways, slow you down, and it's kind of like a nice second effect, second option. Whatever, if anything happens with this, or you just need to be able to completely ignore everybody, you can just combine it, go into from fear into Black King, or from Black King into fear, depending how the fight goes. It's just always nice opening with Black King and then having this as like a second effect. It feels pretty powerful. It's a really great crowd control spell also. So kind of like Boots, Echo Saber, Black King, and Basher are really what this guy needs. After all of that, it's pretty much like with any other hero. You need attack speed. Uh, you can skip on Basher if you want. You can skip on Black King early. Uh, I mean, for any of these, if you want to go Boots, Echo Saber, and then Basher, you can make it. You'll be lacking some attack speed though during the day. So maybe you want to go Assault, but just get Hyperstone. Stay on the Hyperstone, get Black King. You can also do that. You can finish Assault. There's that option. Also, I've seen some people play with Blade Mail, but that's kind of rare. I never play Blade Mail, but some people like playing Blade Mail as well. Some great early item also is Armlet. Armlet is pretty great. You'll be moving a lot. You can abuse this a lot, save your life many times if you know how to use it. It's great for initiating also. So keep in mind on Armlet. One item that you can also get as offlane is Scepter. The whole void becomes AoE. It's also like it's a pretty big range, right? Pretty big AoE, and you don't even have to target. You just press it. He does it automatically. It does this and the silence. It's two quick presses to get the silence going in the void. Uh, depending on the enemy team, I sometimes really just like getting this. Like maybe there's a couple of low health guys on their side. Maybe they kind of went with the whole glass cannon build. They didn't care much about stats or anything like that. Maybe there's really a couple of weak supports. Uh, Void is pretty good to have it on the scepter again. Kind of slow everybody down, does the damage, does the stun, short stun. You get everybody in the silence. You have blacking as your backup option also, or to just use it to prevent the enemy team from doing anything to your allies. Maybe don't have blackings and you just need to control stuff. Especially if there's somebody with channeling spells in your team. Amazing having the fear on. And yeah, as usual, the halberd always an option. Strength, miss, stat resistance, health regeneration. Uh, some people like getting lifesteal, so you even get the lifesteal amplification. So Heaven's Halberd is always great item. One item that I forgot, if I can type even. Sanjin Yasha, also pretty amazing for this guy. Movement speed, attack speed from Yasha, especially during the night. Usual effects from Sage that you have in the Halberd. Everything except the evasion. But yeah, you don't care that much about evasion. It's about the Sage effect and disable effect. So Sanjin Yasha works great. There's always the good old heart for the late game. Basher, of course, attack comes Abyssal. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can make all sorts of nice combos. All of those work however you combine them. Pretty much getting bash effect, some mobility, some attack speed, and round it all up with the blacking effects. You can be able to attack for all this time. Keep the fear on always before the fight, and that's pretty much it. All of those, the rest of the items you can combine. You can make him or not. See how the enemy team is like. Maybe there's somebody else with some nice AoE in your team, so you can just build up on there and make yourself one also. Maybe there's some silencer that maybe plays kind of supportive build, makes a scepter. He does the AoE last word, you do the AoE void. It's a pretty good synergy. So just decide on that one. Shard can be pretty great in panic time. In the day. Yeah, you just can't get ancients during the daytime. So ancients only in the nighttime. But any other stuff, it's good to go during the daytime. So kind of like life stealers infest, but faster. Yeah, faster for me. I don't know. Maybe it's not faster. That doesn't give like AoE explosion damage when you destroy it. But yeah, different heroes. So that's it for those. Let's see one level so I can see these more nicely. Talent tree. I take cult. Always 50 damage on void. Probably becomes much better when you have a scepter. So left one kind of works more with this, but then again, ult is your main weapon. As with usual type of heroes, just get more ult. Second one can be whichever you choose, really. Damage depends on your ult. I mean, this is also dependent a lot of on the night, so you can choose. But I think you don't really need that much attack movement speed, anyways. You're pretty good with Ascension and Phase Boots, so I would just take the second one. Third one always Strength. Maybe it happens to be that you're playing against some really weird pick. Maybe there's just a lot of people that just cast spells but like nothing solid. It happens in some games that people just really push on the spell casting heroes for whatever reason. Right one could be good then. Cooldown is pretty amazing though, anyways. 15 seconds into 10. It's already a pretty good cooldown for AoE silence. So I would just go strength. Strength is, yeah, it's damage, it's health, it's regeneration. I always take the strength. Kind of like with Dragon Knight. I always go for the health and the strength. And you're also off lane. You're kind of supposed to tank anyway, so get the health going. Last one is, I would say, pretty tricky one. 50 seconds cooldown brings it down to 80. 80 is pretty good for 130, but I'd say again this depends on your team. If your team is kind of like very controlish, a lot of CCs, a lot of root spells, stuns, or hexes, or maybe like there's Enigma in your team, or maybe there's somebody with just a nice AoE that just keeps them down, or your team is very good at controlling, it's much better to get attack speed then and just finish them off in that one fight and push, and then wait for this to reload. I think I'd always take this regardless attack speed, because when the fight starts, you're there, you're blinking in, you use the Black King, use the Knight, or it's just Knight anyways. I mean, yeah, it's not actually. What do you think? It's not dependent on ult. It's just during the night, so it always works when it's nighttime. Yeah, pretty much always take this, because even if it's night and it's starting to be day night, you can press this and go into night again. So it's actually almost always the right one. Yeah. For some reason I thought it was only when you press this for some reason, but it doesn't make sense because this only makes it turn night. Yeah, so always the right one, I'd say then. Always the right one. That's it then, I think. Yeah, don't know about Lotus Orb. You can get it, but I don't think it's that good for you, really. You're kind of trying to be untargetable anyways and kill them off quickly with the talents and the silence and the dark ascension and all of this. So might be too much. I would just stick with these and then just combo it out. There's Echo Saber early, there's Armlet early, there's Heart, there's Assault. Any of those combos will work, just pick and choose, but the main ones for this guy, Phase Boots, I would say Basher and Black King are a must-have. They're just base for you to be able to operate as a good offlaner. And then try to build. If you want to get Blink, if you want to get Assault, if you want to get Scepter, Senjin Yasha for more tanking ability, Heart, some people like Blade Mail, Halberd, if there's a nasty right clicker that nobody can really deal with for some reason. Yeah, so that's it for the Night Stalker. Really cool hero, and yeah, I see you guys on the next one.